Hey, welcome back to the show. This episode came out way later than I wanted it to due to time management. How ironic, the show is about time management, yet I still can't figure out how to manage the time on this show. Go figure. This episode, we get to talk to my friend Amanda, who is an actor. Now, full disclaimer, this show was shot later, like way later, so the show Amanda is promoting already has passed. I'm trying my best, guys. Anyways, enough babbling from me. On with the show. Hi everyone.
Hey!
Welcome back to Stupid Coffee. This is a place where hourly employees are talking about their experiences of life, work, and art balance. And today we have our guest, which is Amanda.
Hi!
And Amanda Andrews, is that?
Amanda Andrews.
Andrew Andrews, people. And you are a actor?
Yes, actor, singer, and writer.
Actor, singer, and writer.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
Oh,
And
thrilled
having some coffee.
Thanks for the fresh, delicious coffee.
Yeah, this coffee is from Land to Sea. It's a company in Williamsburg. They are a local company. They roast here in New York City. They also have this place in Williamsburg where they kind of host people to do art galleries, or like if you want to do some art. It's like a gathering area, I think, where a lot of artists hang out. But yeah, so you guys looking out? Yeah. Land to Sea.
Gotta check that out.
Yeah.
Land to Sea.
Anyways, tell us a little bit about yourself, and I'm just gonna say Andrew. That's terrible. I'm like saying your last name. Amanda, where did you grow up?
Like yourself, I grew up in the Bay Area.
Hell yeah, Bay Area, woo!
Yeah.
What school do you get your bachelor's from? Do you have a bachelor's?
Yeah, I kind of hopped around a little bit,
Okay.
but I landed. I landed at a very small school in the Bay Area called Notre Dame de Namur, and I did a BFA in vocal performance.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Tell us just a little bit, like, how did you get to New York City and become an actor?
Well, I finished school and I was working in the Bay. I had 2 restaurant jobs and I was teaching voice lessons.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, and then a year went by and I was like, what am I doing? Like, yeah. I can do this anywhere. And so my dear friend Sean had put on Facebook. I just saw it on a whim. That he was subletting his apartment because he's very talented. So he booked a gig, and so I just messaged him. I was like, I'll sublet your apartment, and I didn't really have a plan, and I just
took a chance.
I packed a couple suitcases with summer clothes and sheet music, and showed up and figured it out. Yeah.
And you thought this was just gonna be like a 2-month thingy, or?
I didn't know. I was like, I'll see. If I hate it, I can always, come back to the good old Bay Area.
Yeah.
But I came and never wanted to leave. So
that's awesome.
Here we are, 10 years later.
That's great. What made you want to do like acting?
It was the first place in trying to. How do I not sound corny about this? It was the first place that I experienced feeling empowered to be whole and authentic and connect with humanity in a way that felt very vulnerable.
Okay. Yeah. And when did you feel it's like, what is your first time you were acted?
I've always kind of like taken on that role in life, like since I was a kid. Like I'd always want to make the adults laugh or like put on shows.
Yeah.
But I think in middle school, I was at a new middle school where none of my friends from elementary school were.
Okay.
So I tried out for everything because I really wanted to make friends. And I didn't make anything I tried out for except for the musical.
Oh, wow.
And I was so glad. Yeah. So
yes, blessing in disguise.
Yeah. Because I'm not very athletic, and and it ended up being the best thing. I had never felt so alive and a part of something that I was so proud of, and I just never enjoyed throwing myself into something so much, and I just totally got so enamored and hooked into this this beautiful art form of any of the performing arts, really.
Yeah. You did, friend. What keeps you like going? And I don't know if you do any like, before we get into that, do you do any like other stuff like acting, as in commercials or TV?
Yeah. Well, I am a freelance actor, so I am happy to do anything.
Okay, fair.
And I also, if there's ever a gig that involves singing, I am so excited to do those sorts of things as well.
Yeah.
And to answer your other question about what keeps me going is I have found a lot more flow and freedom ever since I fell in love with the journey and committed to the journey.
Okay.
And that there's not really a point of arrival or a specific destination. While I have goals that I work towards and milestones and accomplishments that I definitely am working to create for myself.
Yeah.
I have learned to love every part of the journey, and I've accepted that I've not chosen a plan or a destination, but rather a lifelong series of chapters of
experiences. You're more for the experience and just living through it and kind of the whole adventure that
and so
comes
then
with
when
it.
it gets rocky and when it gets uncertain, I can ground myself in knowing that this is part of the journey and that this is on the road to the moment that will be very exciting and new and beautiful, and it all plays a part.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I don't think I think a lot of people need to hear that. It's definitely one of those things that people get in doubt of like don't know what, like the crisis of like what am I doing anymore? Like this is not working out. But it seems that you've already fell in love with the art itself, and there's nothing that can take you back from it.
Yeah, every time I try to veer away and I'm like, I want more stability, or I want, I want more financial abundance. I'll try to veer away, and it's like a magnet. I can't like go too far from it.
For sure.
It like pulls me back, and I feel the most myself and the most alive and the most connected to humanity in that flow when I'm working creatively.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you have like mentors that you look up to?
Yes, I've been super fortunate.
Before you go down that route, but like when you were younger, who did you like, or until this day that you kind of like have your like admire actress or actor?
That's a good question. I don't have like that. I have people that I like really enjoy watching them, and I think really highly of their work. But I've never had like the specific person where I'm Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, and then your mentor, you were saying?
I mean, I've had quite a few, and I've been so blessed and fortunate in that department. And I
totally shout them out right now.
Well, I have. Yeah, there are two women in the Bay Area that were hugely supportive in my journey, and they still remain supportive forces in my
great.
life. Yeah,
I love that.
So my voice teacher, right before I moved out here, Patricia, Urbano Montenegro. She
Oh, wow.
she's incredible, and she kind of, not to sound cliche, but she's always believed in me in the moments where nobody else
Self-doubt,
has, and where in the moments where I wasn't achieving anything, and I was just kind of in the drudges. And again, like in the vein of the journey, that's not like a one-time part, that comes around every, however often. And she's just always believed in like my ultimate potential, and has seen my passion for it in times that I couldn't even see it. And,
wow. What an amazing person.
Yeah, she's really, and she was one of the only people that really, when I had the impulse to come to New York, that said, go, and then I also had a mentor I met in my teenage years. She was my ballet teacher.
Oh, wow, okay.
Her name is Paige Cook Bennett, and she was a woman that really, really seemed, in retrospect, so ahead of her time in empowering all of these young people in her classes to take a stand for what felt right to them and what made them happy, and showing up in a way that presented themselves in highly confident, professional way, and infused everything with love. And so those two women very much, I felt, propelled me in my creative journey. And here in New York, I mean,
so many. The list can go on and on. So if you don't mind me asking you, so what, which area of the, I guess, like, in New York City, you live in Manhattan or Brooklyn?
I live in Harlem.
Live in Harlem, okay, nice. Do you have roommates?
I do, I have 2 roommates.
Oh, nice. You guys, 2 roommates. Do you have your own room though?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, no, for sure.
There are some people who live like 8 people. I had someone who had 6 people live in like 1-bedroom apartment.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
It's crazy, yeah. And do you mind sharing the price or?
Yeah, it's,
the whole thing, the whole place.
36.
The whole place is 36?
Yeah.
With 3
and my room's like a little smaller, so I pay like a little less than a third. I pay like 11.
Oh, that's
60.
great.
Yeah.
That's a good price.
Yeah.
Again, like people out there who don't know, this is New York City. We already went through a couple that are like insane priced. So yours is pretty in the cheap end.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm very grateful, and that's why I'm like, I'm not leaving this apartment until
and this is Manhattan,
the gods come down and say, Amanda, you can have this for free.
You guys hear this? No.
Yeah. Right, putting it out there. If you want to give me a free space to live, I am ready to receive.
Okay,
Because you think about how much money,
so
I'm
much.
like, man, all the rent you pay over the years, like,
I think about that every day.
I could like buy something.
I think about that every day. I always want to like just be homeless and just make money on the street. I swear to God.
It's a good savings plan.
I could just, I don't know, live in a gym. I don't know.
Yeah.
Live outside in a sleeping bag.
I'm grateful to have a space that I can afford and have a place to restore and you know.
Do you use this place other than sleeping? Do you do any other stuff there too, or is it just a place to like sleep? Do you like write stuff there? Or
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Do you prefer writing at home or outside or cafes?
I like both.
Like both.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. I figure. Yeah. Some people just like, this is just a nap space. I'll just have a little shack. It's fine.
Well, the thing is, I love people, and I find people to be a little energetically draining for me.
Oh, okay.
So in a good way, it's like if you have a day where you go to an amusement park, and the amusement park is so fun. Roller coasters are awesome.
Yeah.
You love getting, splashed in the log ride.
Yeah.
But then you get home and you're tired, and it's a good tired, and like that's how I feel about people. So when I'm home, I like to spend some time at home because it's like I can just have quiet and I can kind of recharge.
Yeah.
Whereas like even going to a coffee shop, I love coffee shops, but there's people, you know.
Sure. Totally.
Especially in this city, right?
Yeah.
Like it's hard to go somewhere where there's no people.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know. So now like you have a decent price room. Like, Do you work part-time anywhere as well? Obviously you work with me.
Yeah.
And what do you do there?
I bartend.
You bartend?
Yes.
You do kind of everything. Like
I do kind of everything.
You're like a waiter, you
serve,
server, you're like multi everything.
Yeah. Well, I worked for a while, so you fill it, fill in wherever it can be of service, right?
Let's talk about the acting and what you've done so far, like your achievements. What have you done like in the acting world so far?
Yeah, so I've done mostly
like the small one up to the big one. Yeah.
I've done mostly like off Broadway and like regional work in theater, and then I've also done some short films and web series.
Cool.
And then I also write and produce my own work. I've done one short film that I wrote and produced, and then 2 one-woman plays with music.
Wow.
And I'm actually gearing up to do a new one on May 17th.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
May 17th, people.
May 17th at Green Room 42. It's called Not Quite Yet.
Okay.
So basically, what I do is I write about personal experiences.
Okay.
And I create a theatrical story, so it's heightened, and and then I interweave music, and I am super fortunate to get to work with very talented musicians and a extraordinary director that helped me fuse it all together and bring it to life, and it's such a gift to get to create these.
Yeah.
It's about in getting closer to the things that we want in life, realizing that there might be farther to go than we may have thought. And it kind of ties into this theme we were talking about before of the journey. And being at peace with there always being farther to go, and that sometimes getting closer means seeing that you're not as close as you thought you were.
That's really well put done. Thank you for that. So guys, see the show.
Yeah.
What is it again?
It's May 17th at 7 o'clock at Green Room 42.
Okay, cool. New York City.
New York City.
Yeah. So sorry everybody out there who's not here, but you can fly out here.
Yes. I would be honored.
Yeah. So we're gonna put like stuff down in the details of the interview.
Show notes.
Show notes. But we're gonna continue on like this whole like story about more about you. Like what do you want to accomplish like in your legacy? I guess your goals.
Well, I'd love to create a real contribution and impact in reproductive justice, and also in in mental health resources being available to people of different socioeconomic classes.
Okay.
And I'd like to support those endeavors with a meaningful acting career where I am getting to bring honest human experience forward to hopefully have people feel less alone in whatever it is they're experiencing in this crazy, world that we live in.
Yeah.
So I'd love to be booking film and television and theater work that really excites me, and getting to dive into, bringing forth these characters and bringing, my real honest self to them.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just thought you were just going to do a simple, like, I want to be a director. But you kind of are like everything, actually. You do like all the whole, like you script write and everything. So you're super talented. So I'm very excited for your next show.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, well, this one actually is more about like the work situation, like in your previous jobs. So as an hourly worker, right, you're going to have a lot of difficulty of like, sometimes you're just tired and, you come home and you're like, oh man, I worked that over 8 hours on my feet. And you said you were like a server, bartender. So it's like very exhausting. You're talking to a lot of people, you're communicating with people. how do you find like the energy to do after work? And do you space them out? Like, do you choose like, oh, I'm gonna work 4 days and then the 3 days I'm gonna just focus on this, or 1 day off, or maybe after work I put 2 hours, block it out just to do, like, how do you're managing your time and doing your art?
Well, boundaries for sure. Like
Okay.
money, I have learned money cannot be the most important thing. Because if money is the most important thing, all I'll do is work, and then I won't have the time or the energy to do these other things. So I make money that I need, and I don't, and I could make more money and I could use more money, but I choose to take the time instead.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I'm very big on routines and habits.
Okay, yeah.
So I, for one, I am so strict with myself. I come home from work, I, wash my face, do all the
unwind a little bit.
bedtime stuff. I try to cap it at like 20 minutes and I pass out. I try to go to bed as soon as possible.
Wow.
And then I have a morning routine.
You wake up, oh, amazing.
I mean, not always. Like, I still
I feel that.
I still feel pretty wrecked when I wake up if I worked the night before. But I have a morning routine, and then and I try to be really diligent with my time, and I try to have the top 2 things I would love to accomplish before I go to work. You know. Okay.
That's cool. And so that's like, and then what do you do on your days off then?
It's kind of a more extended version of
so you
that.
kind of
I have more time. I might, I try to go to bed early to catch up on sleep. Maybe I'll go to a show. Maybe I'll try to see a friend, or
So it seems like you're free. So it seems more like a more of an open-ended kind of day. But there's some productivity going on. But also it seems that you're putting in more some of your fun things in there as well, because it's not always just like work.
Right,
so
right.
You're trying to put it.
Like, I still do all the things, but I just have more time to work with, because I'm not
pressure.
On days I'm working, it's like I feel like I have like a ticking clock where it's like, okay, this many hours until 3 o'clock.
So your style, it seems like you are like, when you're working, you're also working on your art as strict as the same thing as you're working. So you work like that. Okay, that's cool. That's unique. That's kind of how I do it. Same thing. Yeah, I do the same thing. But on certain days, if there's like other shoots, I'll work the full days. I'm even my day off, which is terrible, very toxic. But I need to stop doing that. Like, you have some break. I need a break. Tell us a time that you've had like really difficult customers, and how did you resolve that, and like, or what really brought you down? Like, I don't know, like anything that a customer really got you, and you're like, man, and how do you recover from that?
I think it's whenever people speak to me like I am less than. And I had actually a famous celebrity one time.
Oh, no.
She pulled me into a corner and looked me in the eye. And she, because the kitchen had closed, and we had already told her I had already told her the kitchen had closed. And then she decided she wanted food, and I said, I'm sorry,
Oh no.
And she pulled me into a corner and gave me the "Do you know who I am?" card.
No.
Yeah. And that's
painful.
Yeah, that's one.
So
and now whenever I see her in movies, I'm like, talent isn't everything.
Traumatized by this.
But in general, but that's just an example. But I would say, what really gets me through those moments and helps me let it go is one of the most beautiful things about the restaurant industry, which is the camaraderie of the people that I work with.
Yeah.
And in every time that a customer is really,
rough,
made me feel like that pigeon's poo. It's always the people that I work with that
help you out,
come together.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's good that you have that part. Like, you don't like go out in the back and like scream, going to walk in like,
oh yeah,
close the door.
I'm more of a go to the bathroom and cry.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Crying seems to be a theme on this show. We've all done it.
It's a release.
Yeah. It's like, we're doing good.
Emotional sweat.
Yeah. That's crazy. I can't believe it. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that intimate, personal experience. Anyways, we're gonna go on moving forward for so the rapid fire stuff now.
Yeah, rapid
is what
fire.
we're gonna go down. And
fire.
yeah. So if you had time to see your old self again when you were younger, and not that you're not young, you are really young, but even like, I guess like just starting off college, I guess is the time area. What would you like tell them if you got to go back?
Don't care what people think of you.
That's fair. Don't care what
Don't
people
care.
think about you.
Don't.
If you had like, let's just say 10 grand, and it's not a lot
That's
in New York City.
That's a lot to me.
Yeah. Fair. What would you do if you had to like spend it like right now? Like you can't, like you have 10 grand and you had to spend it on your art. What would you do?
Specifically on my art. It
Only
can't
on
be
your
for a cause or for.
No, only
Okay.
art. Yeah.
I would. Ooh.
Stunned you.
I would make a film that I wrote called In Bed with Depression.
Whoa.
Yes.
Sounds
I would
deep.
and I would hire collaborators that could bring it to the next level in terms of the script and hire a crew that would be awesome to work with and then get it out there because the story itself is a story about coming to terms with and finding personal empowerment in our individual mental health experiences.
Okay. Cool. Wow, that's the most elaborate I've ever heard so far.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to add something on your list of like things to help you with art, what would you have? Like it needs to be one thing to add on.
Oh,
And I don't know what would help you.
Like if I had a skill set, you mean? Or,
Well, yeah, like you can get like a skill set, but you get only one. It's like a one wish, but you, as in for your art, one thing that you can get to add on. Other artists had like, I want like this machine thingy that helps me.
Oh,
or, like,
I see.
Yeah. So for like this other person, were like, I would like this book. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I would like a lesson.
I'd love to be more skilled technically with like filmmaking. You know, I'd love
Okay.
to have like
Film production.
Yeah. I'd love to have more knowledge and skills around filmmaking.
Got it. So the
Yeah.
whole film production thing, like camera work and lighting and everything.
Yes.
Okay, cool. How do you balance out your relationships and like friends or a partner if you have one?
That is something I am currently working on because I tend to be very task motivated and I love the people in my life very much, but sometimes I categorize spending time with friends and family as like fun, and I have this mindset of like take care of the responsibilities and then have fun.
Yeah.
But there's always more to take care of.
Yeah.
So I am actively working to make that just as important and, pause in the work.
Yeah.
To get to, I have amazing friends and super supportive family. So that's such a beautiful part of life to enjoy.
Fair.
You know?
Yeah. So you're working on, I feel like a lot of people are trying to work on that too. It's like a hard thing to balance, especially having a partner and you're also like, you're trying to make it. So you're trying to like keep working, hustling and doing all these things, trying to make a dime for like the next show. And so I get it, it's really hard. So I feel like a lot of people shouldn't take, push themselves too hard on that part because, you're still trying to work it, If they love you, they'll understand.
Right. But I mean, relationships are, we can't sit here and say we're artists and we want to share about the human experience and all we do is sit in a room by ourselves. Like, no, like life is what happens to us because we care about other people and because, we do something so we mess up and we're so mortified because we respect this person so much. And oh my God, I can even just saying that to you right now, I can like feel it where that ulcer happens when that happens to me. And you know, if I want to be a good an actor who does impactful work, I have to have those experiences, you know,
with the people with you.
Yeah.
So maybe like even like hanging out and like even just in a room with them, maybe like I've been trying to do that too, just to work with other people, hanging out there and just doing it. And
that's
it
cool.
seems to help like.
I get distracted though.
Fair.
But that is cool, yeah.
Yeah. You have to find the same like-minded people to like, don't talk to me, just do your own thing, but be in the same area. So it's kind of like a bonding kind of thing. But yeah, so another thing is that like, how do you get in your mood of like acting? Do you listen to songs or music to like, oh man, I'm amped. I'm gonna listen to this song, you know?
Yeah.
Do you do that or?
Yeah, it depends. It depends what it is, like what the work is.
Okay.
Yeah, music, also meditation.
Okay.
Sort of quieting the monkey mind, you know? So.
Let's talk about both. So when you're writing, do you listen to music?
Yes.
Okay. Depending on the genre, like, maybe?
Usually like classical or jazz.
Okay.
Yeah.
Start writing. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you have a specific artist that you really, or you just go whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And what about like when you're acting? Do you have like a certain song too, or no? Like a certain.
I like to listen to rock and roll when I'm like gearing up to do acting.
Oh, cool. Like right before stage, you're like, all right.
Yeah, and then like right before, I actually like to just have quiet and just ground myself.
Okay, I see that.
Quiet the mind.
Yeah. That helps a lot. Your anxiety and everything, just like bring it down low and just like perform.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be like all the stuff that you've had before that is online. Do you want to do the shout out of the names of like things? So I'll just have it up here.
So a lot of my work can be seen on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, my YouTube handle is Amanda Andrews.
Okay, we'll have it down in the details. And there's a little clip of something up here too going. What's on there?
Different short films I've worked on, different clips of me singing at different performances.
Yeah.
My most recent one-woman show that I did at Joe's Pub is there.
It's on there, nice.
Yeah. So you can
check that out.
Yeah.
Here's a little clip.
You know what, Cynthia? I'm gonna be honest with you. I was in the middle of something right before you called, and I have not been paying attention to 75% of this conversation. That's a very valid question. I picked up because I have a deep need to be liked and to people please. Hello? Cynthia, did you just hang up on me? Sorry, I'm not home right now. I'm walking into spiderweb, so leave a message and I'll call you back. A lively story, but leave a message and I'll call you back. I'm starting to have doubts about if I can trust my therapist, Debbie, because honesty is failing me miserably. And it's all yours.
Yeah.
And then my website, amandaandrews.net, has also some more footage samples and different, all the businessy stuff like pictures and resumes, and links to all my socials are on my website.
Yeah. And this is the last question of the day. What was your advice to people who are starting up as actors?
Be open to what can unfold in unexpected ways, and connect with people that you are excited to make work with, and enjoy it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Zach.
Thank you so much for coming down to Stupid Coffee, having some coffee. Yay. We are a busy day, so we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank
you. Check out the show at
May 17th.
Yes, May 17th. Details in the description. We'll see you guys next time. Check out the older interviews before this, and if it's already passed, there's probably more coming up here on these sides here. Again, thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.